Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I thought it'd be a great idea for Isaac to play nice piano music while we're waiting, and I'm sharing over there so that you don't have to look at me looking at my phone. But he could not take it seriously, and
I'll take it more seriously, and I'll practice more.
okay, cool. So yeah, tune in a minute or two earlier to hear our awesome musician Isaac play something on the keys.
I can doodle. You can listen to my doodles.
Okay. Anyway, how are you all? It's Saturday evening. Happy Saturday. Our mic's on, right? Okay, good.
Yes, it is.
Yesterday we made a huge mistake of not turning on the mic, and we watched like the first minute of our video, and it was just like.
Yeah, it was
But thank you for
frustrating.
Yeah, it must have been so frustrating for you all, but thank you for watching it with us. So, how are you again? How was your day? How was our day?
Our day was pretty good. Yeah. Weekends are great now, because we still have Sheppy, but we don't have work, so we can actually like do the lawn work. We can cook.
Work, yeah. The joys of our life these days.
Yeah, I really enjoyed working. I mean, working outside is pretty fun now.
You always enjoyed it.
I always enjoyed it, but I enjoy it more now for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, and I don't know how the weather is where you're at, but it was beautiful the last 3 days, and especially today. And it's the weekend, so as we are doing lawn work, and from morning until evening, so many people were out. So many people that we've never seen in the neighborhood were out and walking about, running, exercising. Like, people are actually exercising now.
Yeah, and I admit I did go outside to get a few things today, but everywhere I went, it was crowded. It was really crowded.
You kept your social distance, right?
I kept my social distance most of the time. I think there were 2 people I came within inside the 6-foot radius. Yeah, so, but I was careful.
Yeah, but it reminded me of how people are meant to be together. I think people were created to enjoy each other, enjoy the community, and God created man and created woman, and he said man should not be alone. So it's really true. We have all these tools and technology to connect with each other in the virtual setting, yet I think people are still craving people. Yeah. Something else that I thought of today was you've probably heard a lot of people say, right now is go time. This is the real time where things are stripped down, and you are, everything that is inside of you, the core of you, is being revealed. But I thought about that again, and I think this is actually just a small phase of the real go time. And our real go time starts when all of this is over, hopefully. When things do normalize. Are people gonna go back to the way things were? Are people going to run a little bit faster and a little bit harder? Are people going to start worshiping even louder, even more heartfelt? Or are people going to go back to the way things were? So it got us to think about, what we're doing. What are some things that we're doing differently? We're doing this 10 o'clock live stream, and so far we're enjoying it. I think we're almost going to be hitting the 1 month mark pretty soon.
Maybe, yeah.
Right?
I haven't kept track.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that we're gonna continue doing this every night when we go back to work and things are normal again. But what are we gonna do that's a little bit more different? Because that's when the real test begins, right? When it just reminded me of a time when you go on missions or something. For those of you who've gone on missions, local or abroad missions, and you go and you get the work done, you do what you trained to do for like 1 or 2 weeks, and there's always that superstar missionaries who are just getting along with the locals so well and getting used to the country or the city that you are in, and they're doing so awesome. People are your team, your missions team is like, wow, this guy's meant for this life and whatever. But I think the real test is not on the mission field, but let's not confuse ourselves. Our mission field was what our lives used to be, and our mission field will be what our lives will be in the next month, or when we do start going back more or less closer to how things were before. I hope I made sense, but that's the thought that I had as I was walking around the neighborhood doing my daily walk and meditation, connecting with God. And God was reminding me, Hannah, this is not, I know you are thinking this is your go time. Yes, go, go, go. But your go time is going to be a little bit later. This is your training ground. Mm-hmm. So I was encouraged. I hope that encourages you too. Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of leads into what we wanted to talk about tonight, which is worship. Mm-hmm. And, as you were talking, I just was reminded of John chapter 4, where Jesus was talking to the Samaritan woman at the well, and they were having a discussion about worship, and he was saying a time is coming and has now come when you will neither worship on this mountain nor in Jerusalem, but worship will be in spirit and in truth, for this is the kind of worshiper that the Father seeks.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what's happening right now, the stripping away of institutional practices and things that we cherish, that we valued as worship but wasn't really worship. And I feel like God is bringing us to the heart of worship, like that song says. And that there's a great story behind that song too. We won't talk about it tonight, but
we'll have him talk about it on our
one day we'll have Matt Redman come and talk about it himself. But God is just stripping away all the non-essentials.
Yeah. And
we're talking a lot these days about essential services and essential this and that. But what's essential for worship is worshiping in spirit and in truth. And I just want to read one other verse here about worship. And so this is, sorry, I lost my place. It's from 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God."
Amen.
In all that we do, it's worship. And the reason why we wanted to talk about worship tonight is because we're going into Palm Sunday and going into Passion Week, which leads to Easter, right? So basically all of this is the most precious holy time before Easter. And we often think about Easter as being about salvation. It's about us. It's about us, being saved. And yes, that's true. Absolutely. It's about Jesus rising from the grave, and we celebrate that. But all of that ultimately goes toward worship. Mm-hmm. All of it. God does everything in history is to glorify His own name. He doesn't do anything to glorify anyone else. That would be idolatry for Him. And so we're the same way. In all that we do, whether we eat, drink, work, play, it's to worship God. And what does it mean to worship God? It means to glorify Him, to please Him, to do His will, to make His name known, and just to love Him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we often think that worship just means singing songs, that part of worship at church in the beginning and towards the end. But worship is so much more than that. Yeah, and so this is just a small way for us to worship God with you, in front of you in many ways. But we worship God through conversations, through our gestures, just through what we do throughout the day. Mm-hmm. So let's all be louder worshipers, more passionate worshipers as we exit this season of, I don't know, what's a good... Quarantine is too obvious, but the season of hardship, desert season,
pruning, testing, purifying,
that's a good one. So tonight we're gonna sing a song. Well, last night we sang Waymaker, and one of our friends who view our live stream pretty regularly, Franny, she commented after our live stream and she said, "Oh, I didn't know that Waymaker was a song in English. I only heard it in Spanish." And I was like, "What?" But we did agree that, Isaac and I always agree that just praise songs sound so much better in Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every
praise song sounds better in Spanish.
Yeah. And
I don't know why. It's not fair.
I mean, English is a great language.
Yeah.
But on that note and with that thought, we wanted to do a song that was also sung in Korean. I mean, many songs are sung in Korean, but this one was actually written in Korean first, I believe, and then translated to English. And it is called I Will Worship You. And I don't know this title in Korean. Jie, if you're watching, if you can just type the title in or just share it with our viewers, that would be great. But we'll sing it in English first, and we'll sing it in Korean as well if you want to sing along with us. But even if you don't understand Korean, I hope you are able to hear that worship can be done, sung, and spoken in various languages, and that's the kind of worship that we're going to enjoy in heaven. So worship with us.
Perfect you are, my God, holy and righteous in all of your ways, revealing your glory in all that you do. All men will worship you. I will worship you. I will praise your name, for you are the only Lord and King. I will worship you, I will praise your name. My desire is to honor you, Lord. For you are the only Lord and King. I will worship you. I will worship you. I will praise your name. Oh, my desire is to honor you, Lord. My desire is to honor you, Lord.
Amen. So yeah, our prayer again is that you would be able to worship him tonight, and somehow let's all pray that God would give us a stronger voice, a louder voice, make us an even stronger, more passionate worshiper when everything is over. So God bless you. Have a great night. Like we said, it's Palm Sunday tomorrow, so enjoy your Sunday worship wherever you're at. We also, as our church, Promet Church, we are having our Bible study as well. We haven't launched our church yet, so we've been meeting to study the Bible together. Tomorrow we're gonna go over the passage on Palm Sunday, right?
Oh, not Palm Sunday, but the Garden of Gethsemane.
Oh,
so
yes.
yeah, but we'll be studying Matthew chapter 26. So please come and join us on Zoom. You can find the info to join on our Facebook page. Yeah, it's going to be Sunday at 10 a.m.
Yeah. So on our Chroma page, you can find the link. We look forward to seeing some of you, and if you have any questions, please message us. And we haven't done this in a while, but if there's any prayers that you are praying, and if there is any way that we can pray for you, please message us and let us know. We would love to pray for you. God bless.
God bless.
Have a great night.
Great night.
Stop repeating everything I say.
I gotta practice.